hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from and when you're seeing this video. You're welcome to my YouTube channel, Lecture in Her Corner. Lecture's Corner. Pardon the voice in the background. My baby is here with me today. We have a special guest. My baby is here with me. Guys, I was about to start this video when he woke up. He'll be in the background for, I think, till the end of the video. If your baby readily accepts complementary foods without stressing you, you do not have any idea of what God has done for you. Like, you really, really, really need to be thankful to God, because if you see what mothers pass through during this period, you would appreciate God and your baby more, honestly. So, how to introduce complementary foods? I think from 6 months, I'm starting with 6 months. So if you're starting at any age that you so desire, please also you can apply this method and see how it works for you. So while some babies readily accept complementary foods, semi-solid like the pap, the popular one we use in this part of the world, pap and other commercial baby cereals, some do not accept them. Some babies prefer you just introduce family foods to them, while some babies, they do not accept these baby foods and they still do not accept family foods. So many babies are like that. And this has got nothing to do with exclusive breastfeeding. Before you start shouting exclusive breastfeeding, because I have seen babies that were not exclusively breastfed that are passing through this thing that I just talked about. They've refused to eat. My baby is one of them. Yes. I practiced exclusive breastfeeding for just 2 months, but that is a story for another day. I'm going to talk about it in my next video. What happened? Why I didn't practice exclusive breastfeeding. So, let's start. At 6 months, it is expected that you start with a very small amount. Yes, you don't expect your baby to just accept something new readily because you want your baby to accept it. You have to start with a very small amount. 1 spoon, 2 spoons, twice in a day. So by doing it this way, you're kind of preparing your baby for the task ahead. Guys, my baby is shifting my he's shifting my tripod stand. This boy. By doing so, you're preparing your baby for the task ahead, making the baby to get used to the flavor, the texture of the new food. Because throughout your baby's life, the baby has been used to breast milk or formula or both, for those that practice mixed feeding. So you start with small amount, small quantity of the food you want to start with. Let me take pap for example. You're starting with pap. You start with pap and the baby's formula. Please, at this stage, don't bother or don't worry about adding another thing in case the baby rejects it. Do you understand? If you're introducing only pap, let's take for instance pap only. If your baby rejects it, you know that the baby rejected pap in its entirety, like it rejected pap as a whole. Do you understand? Then you continue this for like some days, 3 days or more. Then if you want to increase the nutrient density of the pap, some people would like to add soybean powder. Then you add soybean powder. But please, when you're starting, start with small quantity of a single ingredient food, pap, and just the formula or your breast milk. If you want to make the pap, increase the nutrient density of the pap, let's take you want to use a soybean. Please, the soybean should also be a single ingredient soybean, just the soybean, nothing else. When you use the soybean, if the baby accepts it, you can go ahead and introduce any other thing you want to introduce inside the soybean. But let's take for instance, you used soybean the first time, your baby accepted it. Your baby did not react to it. Next time, you put all the ingredients, all the rishi dates, granules, and the rest of them, crayfish, and your baby starts reacting. Let's take for instance, accepting is different from reacting, or rejecting the food is different from reacting to the food. Your baby might accept the food, your baby might eat the food, but then your baby is reacting to the food. Let's call it, your baby does not tolerate the food. Tolerance is different from accepting. Okay, your baby might accept the food, but the system does not tolerate the food. So if this happens, you can easily pick out the ingredients that your baby is reacting to. That's why we say single ingredient food at a time. If you're using pap, use pap only for the first time. So if your baby reacts to it, you know your baby is reacting to the pap. And it's best you make it yourself, so it will not be that your baby is reacting due to the unhygienic processing method. So after starting with 1 to 2 spoons daily, you gradually increase to 3 spoons twice daily. This is just like preparing your baby that something is coming, you don't just start, boom, you bombard the baby with the food, and this can make your baby, if your baby is not a foodie, if your baby is a picky eater, this can make your baby reject that food outrightly, and it might take a very long time for the baby to accept any other food. So you gradually increase the quantity and the frequency. Then you follow the baby's fullness cues, because at that age your baby's stomach size is very big. The baby's tummy size is still very small, but we always expect the baby to eat big. It doesn't work like that. So you watch out for the baby's fullness cues, and these signs of fullness include, it differs in babies. I hope you know that. So some of them, the common signs of fullness that baby makes when to show you that they don't want to eat again or that they are filled are turning their head away, refusing to open their mouth for another spoon. I am guilty. I'm guilty of this one, especially when it's meaning like 2 spoons or a spoon. You know that finish this one now, because it gives you that satisfaction and that happiness when your baby finishes the food in the plate. I don't know if it happens to another person, but personally, it happens to me a lot. When I make food and the baby finishes the food, it makes me so happy. So whenever it's really like 1 spoon or 2 spoons, you feel like, when you know that your baby is already giving you the sign that he or she doesn't want to eat again, and you keep insisting, you keep encouraging the baby to finish that food. When you do that, in my own case, whenever I do that, many times that I've tried it, the baby ended up vomiting all the food, throwing everything on the floor for me, and it has never been fun. But still, I've done it like I don't know the number. I can't count the number of times. Let me not forget to mention that if you introduce any food at this 6 months, if you introduce, sorry guys, my baby is such a noise maker. If you introduce any food to the baby at 6 months and the baby rejects it, please do not force your baby to eat that food. You keep trying. You keep on trying. You keep trying. You keep trying. You must find what the baby likes. Just keep trying. But do not force your baby to eat. The least you can do is to give your baby small quantity, like I mentioned earlier, of that food. Even if it's just 1 spoon, give the baby 1 spoon and let the baby eat. Instead, increase the frequency, but do not force your baby to eat, especially when you're just about starting. When you're starting newly at that 6 months, or whenever you introduce your complementary foods. to the baby. Please don't force your baby to eat. This can make your baby reject food. It can make your baby reject that hate eating foods. It can make your baby hate foods entirely. Seriously, you're giving your baby a wrong impression of food, a wrong impression of feeding. So please, whatever you do, don't force your baby to eat. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and comment. See you on my next video. Bye bye.